battles. The funny thing is that's where this son, my Shayla, comes from. It's from a literal custody battle that he was actually going through. But yeah, there are lots of times when these women, lord it over the men and, they have custody battles and all of that. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about dead boots in the sense that you say this woman
born picking
for you, say, I'm not doing. You leave. They beg you. It's not my child. Do DNA test. Iquero. Like nothing.
Do you understand? Why is it sounding like someone? Why is it sounding like a popular story?
But do you understand what I'm saying? Like you want to have no responsibility. They come and beg you.
So what
come
I
and
did
do
was
this one. Come and be present. See your child. You see the child looks like it. The child is like as if you say no, you're not doing this. For years, you decide to have zero, like, no, do you understand? You have zero, they begged you, everybody has come and meet you, oh, at least pay this child's school fees, at least this one, you say, no, it's not your child. You stay away from that child for years, humiliate the lady, because a lot is humiliation now, even if you don't want to marry, even if nobody is saying, okay, marry this person, at least take responsibility, okay, this is my child. Do you understand? Humiliates the lady, make the lady feel a certain type of way and all of that. And a lot of times, these women, in response to, a particular thing, the father does not want them. A lot of times, they will lie and say, oh, your father is dead.
He's dead, yes.
Because before you can start seeking out someone that doesn't want you. Do you understand? So a lot of times, they say the father is dead and all of that. So you now see how, for years, this lady has the sole responsibility of taking care of that child for a couple of years, and then after this person has dealt with that humiliation, raised the child on their own, done all of this, you now come back. That's what I mean by deadbeat, not the ones where they split and they say.
No, I understand you. I was only lumping them together because somehow a split happened. That's where I was coming from, not necessarily that But yeah, I get you. I get what you're saying. At the end of the day, I mean, well, parents who do that, I don't know. I don't know what to say to them at this point because it's really sad. But I can't really blame the child who goes out seeking out their parents. I can't. I can't because
I must.
I can't.
I'm someone that
I can't because there's need for closure. There's need for a father figure. There's need for a father figure. You don't know, just like she said, there may be that void that is there that he really, and you don't know the humiliation that child must have gone through while growing up. Get papa, all those kind of things.
Maybe
so
in a
there's just a need to try to see if they can rekindle the relationship. Then it's now when they now, reach out and then the father is still behaving somehow and the father is unrepentant. Then they may want to. Not everybody has the mind to just.
So now, like, okay, no. The thing is, I'm saying it sounds like, oh, Favor, your mind is strong, but I can't relate to it. I can't even relate to not having a community. So why do I say not having a community? Because there are a lot of times where you have women who get married who have children out of wedlock, but they have like an active community that shields them. Say for example, they have like brothers, they have like cousins, they have like their sisters and all of that. So the child grows up with so much love and so much community that it doesn't feel like it. So while I understand this, but then the deadbeat, one of the reasons why it makes this men who are deadbeat makes it very obvious is because a lot of times these women who have these children don't have communities. So in the sense that, okay, now you're out of wedlock, the father and mother will disown you. Oh, I'm disappointed in you. How could you do such a thing? She faces a lot of isolation. Because what you see, you realize that a lot of times, what I've seen, that the story is very different when, even as they have the child out of wedlock, if the immediate family is very supportive, if they try to reach out to the man and the man, all of them just, close eye. Most times, there are a lot of times when the children do not even know that they think that this person might be their sister. Or do you understand? Because the family just adopts and everybody just, it's not maybe later in life they don't tell you, oh, this person is not. But by that time, you're already grown, you're like, do you understand? You're already soaked into that family dynamic that you don't even notice that, okay, there was this person. So when you're saying that the need for a father figure, I agree. But then, if there was that community, because if it happens and then you have uncles around, you have cousins around, the grandfather is around actively, you're not looking for a father figure because you already have father figures around. So it wasn't something that you noticed. So I feel like when we have this conversation, the community around, when when this thing is happening, happens a lot. If there's no community, yes, the child will actively go and seek out, go and seek out the father because, oh, no father figure. But if, okay, there's this movie that recently came out in cinema. I think it was in Real Love. They have there is a culprit. They have that whole deadbeat father thing. And when, the character was, complaining to the mom and saying that, I think they said something around father figure. And the mother was like, what about Uncle So-so and so? Do you understand? What about Uncle So-so and so? Why are you looking for another father figure and all of that? So I think...
But I think another thing, too, is sometimes for these kids, especially the ones that they lied to, while growing up, you want to cover a lot of stuff. So you just tell them, oh, this is your father, or your father has died, just like you said. So at some point, when they grow up and you now unveil the truth to them, they might feel lied to. There's this, I feel lied to, so I need to know the truth, first of all. So I think which is the role that closure plays.
And I feel like it's not something you can hide till forever. There will be a point, there will be a place where you need to say the truth. That truth needs to come out, you understand? So it becomes a difficult thing to take in at that particular time. If it feels like your whole life has been a lie, and it's another struggle.
But really, when we say the society is being very lenient on deadbeat fathers, what exactly are they supposed to do? I mean, are we supposed to do?
To shame them. So why I say
especially for the woman involved and her own immediate family, because they're the ones involved. Most times people don't get into what does not affect them in any way. So a woman in that situation and her family and all her community, is there something else they're supposed to do?
So, like, for example, when the child is like, for the fathers or for the deadbeat fathers who abandon like at birth or like at the mention of pregnancy, every knee shall run. Those people that run at the mention of, oh, I'm pregnant and all of those ones, it's more embarrassing because there is no proof. There is no proof that, oh, this actually happened, or this is just word of mouth, really. It's just you saying that, oh, this person is the father of my child. And if the person is saying it's a lie, it's not me. There's really nothing that you can do, or there's really nothing that you say if the person is denying at that particular point in time. But then there are people who have been in active relationships. So people who were even married, and then the man, maybe says he's not doing it again, or he's no longer interested in the relationship, like a split that you rightly said. Maybe if he's Nollywood now, maybe another woman did juju for him. He now left, and then after he leaves now, he doesn't want to have anything with the child and all of that. I think in those situations, that's where like the shaming actually comes. We have to now teach women or teach these women that this shame does not belong to you. Because these people, you were actively married to this person, you were actively in a relationship with this person. Everybody knows, like you people, do you understand? Like this and everybody knows. If this man now decides, oh, he's not doing it again, fine. Nobody's forcing you to continue to be in a relationship. But the fact that you're not like responsible for your child, you're not taking care of your child, you're not doing anything for that child, the shame belongs to you. The shame actually belongs to you. And if it was like, when it was a situation whereby, oh, nobody, just maybe they were young people and then the guy lies and all of that, he also needs to be shamed. But at that point in time, the shame belongs to the society will shame the woman and shame her family and all of that.
And get pregnant
outside of wedlock. Now that one is there. I think another dynamic too is like telling the child the truth and all of that.
I feel like telling the child the truth is one thing. It saves you a lot of trouble. If you're going to do the research, you start early. If you're going to do anything, you start early.
Start early, like 5 years
old. No, it's not like
how early is early? Yeah, I think that's how early is early.
Especially when there is this tradition that you know that there's nothing you can do about it. It's been there all years. I even heard that in those situations, if the child who gave birth is living with the family, the father will not see that child give birth. Like, if she's pregnant in their home, when it's time to give birth, she's going to leave their home. She's not going to give birth in their home. So even if she's done in the hospital, she's going to take some time out of the family before she will now come back with that child to protect the father. If not, there will be some consequence for something. I'm not too sure of the story. So that
kind of thing. Honestly,
these traditions, I think they need to be adjusted.
Because just ask, if you can't just ask, please, what do people to do in your village?
And when you take care of that child, when it's time to get married or anything, that child needs to go back to the family, whether it's a female or a male. It's even better with a female because the female will not get married and go. But if it's a male, you're not getting anything. You're not belonging to any
family
group, any those boys, this one, that one, all those traditional belonging. You cannot do anything. You cannot get any land to do anything you want. And those people don't even sell land as well. This particular community I'm talking about. So it's not a place where you say, let me buy land and build a house. And even if you buy and build, you're on your own. You understand? So it's right to let them know, maybe when they're of age,
that
what's happening, so that you can trace back.
Yeah. So you see, the thing is, when it comes to like paternity or maternity, like the parents who got away, and I have a personal experience, but this particular one is not necessarily deadbeat. The parent died. The parent died and the family remarried. So the parent died, the father remarried. So they did not tell, because she was pretty young when that happened. She was about 3 or 2, so she didn't really know what was really going on. So this one is not like as if anybody was dead, anybody left her. No, the father had to remarry and then went on and had other children, and the other children became like her siblings, and so they all grew up like that. But you see, family is very, 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 extended family can be very funny. So the child is growing up, you come, and because of this whole stepmother dynamic, stepfather dynamic kind of thing, you know, you're not checking up on this child, you don't know what is happening in their house. When you see the child, and say, how are you? Next thing, you start to discriminate, you start to call the child a different name. Ada this person, Ada, like, you know, children pick up on these things. Yeah. I feel like family is very important. Telling the child the truth. That's how early is too early, because to you, you say, oh, I'm protecting my child, I'm waiting to the right time when the child is old enough. Make extended family go, they tell them. Do you understand? I agree teenage years. But if you're doing teenage years, everybody in the family has to be in on it. Yes, true. That's one thing. Because you come now, another person will see you crying for, maybe they beat you because you were behaving up. They see you cry, say, the mother don't demaltreat her because they know being born. You know, that kind of whole mentality and all of that. And it gets in. I feel like what's very, very important, even if you decide, okay, we're going to keep this secret from the child, or we're going to, like, you know, when the child gets to like your teenagers, when they understand, make sure that everybody in that family is completely aware of it. That dynamic is something that everybody knows. If not, somebody will go behind you and go and tell your child what nobody asked the person to hear. Do you understand? So I believe that saying the truth completely is also something that helps. So that the child doesn't now go and start to seek. Yeah, they can make their own decision.
They don't want to.
And that saying the truth thing should not be a one-off thing. I think it's a process. It will be a process. You have to follow that child back to back every single day. You explain again to the child. You tell the child why the child does not have to feel embarrassed. You tell the child how the child should stand up to people who say certain things to them. So I think that's one of the things that parents are missing. They could just, so this is the truth, and go and figure out your life
from there. True, very true. But then you also now have to know that it also hurts deeper too for the parents involved. Do you understand? So there's, do you understand?
The parents involved that has been very little. I know, but
it's even more hurtful for them.
Shouldn't they be more responsible?
They should be more responsible, but like when you're saying that they should always be telling the child, it's not an easy conversation for you to have. Do you understand? So when you're telling the child, oh, this is what really happened, you are reliving the pain, you are reliving the whole thing and all. But I think what helps more is making sure that that child is in an environment that there is love.
A healthy environment.
A very healthy environment where there is love, they're taking good care of the child, you know, the child has covering, has like father figures around, has mother figures around, depending on who is the deadbeat. I think there's a situation where it's another celebrity too, where it's the mom that is like not active in her life and all of that. So yes, there is. They have a female, a celebrity. I will say the name off camera because I respect women. But you know, so there are celebrities that I know that. I even have a friend too. Yes, I have a friend too that the mother is dead. Yeah, she left them. They do what they are doing.
Most of the times when the man is down.
Yeah, the man is down. Went to go and find. Let's go and find greener pastures. You take care of your child. So yeah, there is that happens a lot. So I think what is very important is let them have like structures, have other people that love them, other people that they can look up to in their immediate environment. Because if they don't have that, they will now go and actively start to seek that and seek it in a way that is desperate. And one of the ways that thing is even embarrassing when a child goes to school and starts seeking out that father, it's like it will now because first of all you have to understand that there is beef between these parents. It's already there. There's beef between both of us. So if after I've taken care of this child for like 20 years, the child now come and start looking for me that is the man, I start to feel like so even me leaving you for 20 years, you were not able to. That's the truth. That's the truth.
That must be petty.
Exactly. It's the truth. It's the truth. If I've left you for 20 years and this child is still looking for me, then, I must have done something. Do you understand that kind of... There are people that think that way. Vice versa. Even if the mother is doing something and then the child comes to look for the mother, they're like, hey, Shabi, the child still came back. Yes, now it happens very well.
I know of some men that will say, don't worry, I don't have so much to think about that because I know that at the end of the day,
the child will still come out
because of tradition as well. I've seen that.
It happens a lot.
That
it happens a lot.
Especially when it's time to marry.
The child always come back to look for him.
And you're seeing the ones where the children become successful, and out of that success now, they now feel like, because people are now calling on Asake and say, Asake, what is money? Give your father now. The people are now like telling him to do, but you don't know what the family had gone through when this man left them. So these are dynamics that.
And that's the sense of entitlement, feeling that because you're the father,
nothing can happen.
Even without being a father, that you have every right to. You have access to
the child, irrespective.
It's really annoying. You have to know your place. You've missed it.
You've missed it. Nobody can turn your mind. And then I think another thing we now start hearing is that, oh, the mother has turned the mind against him. If you were in that house, they will not turn your mind.
With everything you're seeing as an adult, you're seeing things. Which one is that they turn
your mind? Turn which mind? I did not see my father for how many years? He has never come. He has never been present. Next, when I'm now older, and I'm coming and say, your mother turn your mind. Did I see you for any day?
A lot of people underestimate the ability of children to
pick out the truth.
As young as 3 years, 5 years old, they're watching and they're seeing things. You're seeing only your mother do everything. Only as she'll come back, she'll sweat, she'll cry, These children are very smart and they're picking it.
Say they want
they say, oh, mothers are
school, should be the ones to come. Or you see maybe a cousin or
even the fathers, guess what? Even the fathers that are around, the children are watching and they see when the fathers are not active.
Not talk of the one that is not around.
I watched the video and this girl, although it was sort of a playful thing, and she said, Daddy is so clumsy, so lazy. He doesn't do anything at home. And everybody was laughing. I said, these children are picking.
Because they see the one that's very active every single time,
So the children pick on these things every single time. They pick on it. Even the ones that are active or the ones that are in the house with them, they see what's happening. It's not you that is not around that they will not turn your mind against. Like, let's not start the show. Okay. Let's not start the show on this note. Let's not start the show on this note. But I do think that to a large extent, the society is lenient on deadbeat fathers. They are lenient on deadbeat fathers. People should own up. People should take responsibility. Fathers, men should take responsibility for their children. If somebody says you are, as far as you had sexual intercourse with this person, the chances that they have a child for you is high. Women lie about paternity and all of that. They lie about it a lot of times. But what is very easy is, oh, I have a child for you, no wahala. Okay. Let's do DNA. It's my own. All right. Do what you don't have to get married to the person, but a child is being brought to the world. The woman is keeping this child. You have the responsibility to take care of the child instead of running away. Like, we'll go on a very quick break. If you are doing deadbeats here, stop watching this show. Please don't watch me. We'll go on a very quick break, and when we return, we'll go straight to our newspaper review. Just stay with us.
Welcome to Afia TV, your go-to channel for excellent news and incredible shows that keeps you IEI, that is, informed, entertained, and inspired. Need a break?
Ladies and germs, welcome to Lunch Break on Afia TV.
Join Choco to vibe and chill on Lunch Break at 2 p.m. for the latest trends in music and entertainment.
Not like I have big money.
Dive into the world of innovation and creativity with Rochelle on Anka.
It means art in English.
Where creative minds and groundbreaking ideas come to life. Tune in every weekday at 8 p.m. Do not miss Afia TV Official, your perfect dose of laughter, where they discuss what is currently trending on social media every day at 5:30 p.m. on Afia TV.
But in this economy, your savings will save you, man.
And that's not all. Stay tuned for more exciting shows on Afia TV. Catch us on DSTV channel 254 and GoTV channel 17.
Good evening to you, viewer, and welcome to Women in Business, a show that profiles women, executives, and even the next door store owners, showcasing Igbo greatness to the world.
I started always obsessed with books ever since I was a child.
The stress of always converting naira to dollar and...
An incompetent means an incompetent person.
My name is Ubon Kings.
I am Marvelous Afamaga.
I am Chioma Akbala.
My name is Ifunaya Ndule, but I'm living in our market speaking.
What are your thoughts on the spate of sex for grades in Nigerian universities?
This very issue of owing salary should be criminalized.
How can they amplify their voices?
People don't have evidence.
You want to get to know about it? Have to stay tuned right here on Afia Morning Show to get the pulse and the feel of that.
Hey ladies, join us on Gyna Plus every Wednesday at 6 p.m. right here on Afia TV, DSTV channel 254 and GoTV channel 17, where we will delve into health issues affecting girls and women in society.
Breastfeeding doesn't even cause breastfeeding. The frequency of breastfeeding means the
approach you take to make sure that your well-being is maintained.
Welcome to the latest and most amazing show on here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Lunch Break.
You don't sing along.
I did sing.
For real.
You're not a backup singer.
I said it,
It's a brand new week and another opportunity for us to gist and me to tell you, bring all the spice, all the things that are hot, trending and exclusive on social media. Sometimes I know there's constructive criticism. I know that you know how to quote it. So for the people that don't understand, I want to be like, oh, why are you doing this?
Please, I'm not a cross-dresser. I'm only doing this because of the money on Facebook.
There are some people you need to just tell the truth brutally. Let it hurt them. Give it hot.
Afia TV official, exclusive every weekday on Afia TV.
Time check, it's 2 p.m. and it's time for us to vibe, chill, and relax.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Lunch Break on Afia TV.
So Lunch Break is all about the music, it's all about fun, it's all about entertainment, it's all about entertaining gossip and stories from social, it's all about the latest trends, it's about what's lit, it's all about the games with our guests, and yes, in general, I like to say it's all about the vibes and vibes only.
Welcome to Afia TV, your go-to channel for excellent news and incredible shows that keeps you IEI, that is, informed, entertained, and inspired. Need a break?
Ladies and germs, welcome to Lunch Break on Afia TV.
Join Choco to vibe and chill on Lunch Break at 2 p.m. for the latest trends in music and entertainment.
Not like I have big money.
Dive into the world of innovation and creativity with Rochelle on Unka.
It means art in English.
Where creative minds and groundbreaking ideas come to life. Tune in every weekday at 8 p.m. Do not miss Afia TV official, your perfect dose of laughter, where they discuss what is currently trending on social media every day at 5:30 p.m. on Afia TV.
But in this economy, the savings will save you, man.
And that's not all. Stay tuned for more exciting shows on Afia TV. Catch us on DSTV channel 254 and GoTV channel 17.
Good evening to you, viewer, and welcome to Women in Business, a show that profiles women, executives, and even the next door store owners, showcasing Igbo greatness to the world.
I started always obsessed with books ever since I was a child.
The stress of always converting naira to dollar and
An incompetent means an incompetent person.
name is Ubon Kings.
I am Marvelous Afamaga. I am Chioma Akbala.
My name is Ifunaya Ndule, but I'm living in our market speaking.
What are your thoughts on the spate of sex for grades in Nigerian universities?
This very issue of owing salary should be criminalized.
How can they amplify their voices?
People don't have evidence. You want to get to know about it? Have to stay tuned right here on Afia Morning Show to get the pulse and the feel of that.
Join us on Gyno Plus every Wednesday at 6 p.m. right here on Afia TV, DSTV channel 254 and GoTV channel 17, where we will delve into health issues affecting girls and women in society.
Breastfeeding doesn't even cause breastfeeding. The frequency of breastfeeding means the
approach you take to make sure that your well-being is maintained.
To the program, you're still watching the Afia Morning Weekend Show, and now we are just going to dive right into the newspaper review. We're going to begin with Guardian Weekend. The major headline here reads, a Guardian Women Festival, echoes of financial literacy, accelerated investment keep pulsating. CBN driving 2024 to 2028 strategy with merit-based appointment. Atiku Abubakar as bell tolls for a political maestro. Tony Elumelu Foundation said to announce 2025 cohorts of TEF entrepreneurship program. Omokri comments Tinubu's strides, mocks El Rufai over Buhari's loyalty to APC. Before Rivers State's fire consumes Abuja. Fraud allegations against us by a customer are false, unfounded. First Bank.
All right, moving on to Saturday Punch. The boldest headline we have here says, Buhari's ex-ministers lead APC defection train to SDP. 10 former senior ministers set to move with loyalists. CPC bloc may exit APC. Campaign against Tinubu. Also on this paper, Dangote refinery gets fresh crude cargoes from NNPCL. Fubara in limbo as lawmakers suspend sitting indefinitely. Father has collected money from me several times, says Asake after viral video. How Mohbad died after I treated him. Nurse opens up in court. Lagos demolished school turns plank dump as government foot drags on reconstruction. How I became an American judge. Nigerian-born woman Abayomi says. And finally on this paper, husband beat my daughter to death after his Bauchi father.
Now moving on to Saturday Vanguard, we have the boldest headline, Rivers Crisis. Judicial panel upholds Supreme Court judgment. Tinubu's directives split South-South leaders. Plot to impeach Fubara, Pickens. Ijaw groups respond to Wike's threat. You can find this on page 11. Moving on, how to lower fuel consumption of your car. You can find it in page 43. Appeal Court holds Emir Sanusi's reinstatement. This is in page 6. Damagum vows as PDP governors move to reassess selves over party affairs. This is in page 7. And also FIFA Council election, how Pinnick was skimmed out. And lastly on this paper, Burna Boy shines in Paris fashion show.
As economy improving, citizens speak out on living conditions. Heat wave rages, meningitis, rashes, other diseases on the rise. Avoid sun, take plenty water, experts. How night football is changing social business environment. Battling hippos, the struggle of Gombe farmers to protect crops, page 26. Kano Emirship tussle, wait for Supreme Court verdicts, justices. FG to US, Christians not targets of insurgency in Nigeria. Fresh hurdles for Fubara as Assembly adjourns indefinitely.
Moving on to Saturday Telegraph, Kano. Appeal court stops reinstatement of Sanusi as emir. Orders transfer of suit to Kano State High Court. CBN survey shows businesses optimistic about the economy. You find that on page 4. Unidentified woman jumps into Lagos Lagoon, dies. U.S. reports Tinubu committed to religious tolerance, says presidency. World Cup qualifiers, Eagles list handiwork of NFF, not Chels. This is attributed to Elaho. Also on this paper, Rivers crisis, allow Fubara to breathe. Sage tells Wike as governor writes assembly again, proposes to present budget March 19. House adjourns indefinitely. 1 year after invasion, pains, questions linger in Okwama. Find that on page 26. NAFDAC uncovers $1.4 million fraud scheme targeting foreign firms. That's what we have on this paper.
And from the metrics, Rivers crisis, call Wike to order. Pandef tells Tinubu, says Wike's errant conduct should not be condoned. Budget presentation threatened as Rivers Assembly adjourns sitting indefinitely. Drama as INEC releases voters register for August 9 local government area polls. State of Nation, Tinubu hosts Catholic bishops, assures Nigerians there is hope amid rising concerns. Appeal court suspends judgment on Sanusi's reinstatement as emir of Kano. Twist as Akpabio, Natasha, others said to face Senate committee over sexual harassment allegations. And moving on, Abba Kyari had only 4 million naira in bank. Family rejects 200 million naira allegation. SDP Youth Coalition rejects El Rufai's defection over anti-democratic reports. That's the much we can take from the metrics.
Moving over to Saturday Independent, Nigeria producing more graduates than available jobs. Senator Ngu laments. Independent Awards 2024, celebrating landmark achievers. Appeal court stops reinstatement of Lamido Sanusi as Emir of Kano. Actors should earn royalties from successful films. Binta Ayo Mogaji. About 90 people, not 500, affected in Aleshinloye market fire, victims say.
All right, moving on to Saturday Tribune. FG tell U.S. Congress Christians are safe in Nigeria. Deplores threat of sanction over alleged killing of Christians. Appeal court holds Emir Sanusi's reinstatement order. I regret tearing my NCE certificates, ex-Boko Haram female member says. Rivers Assembly adjourns indefinitely. Allegations of fraud unfounded and false, says First Bank. My wife washed her private parts, used the water to cook food for me, man tells Ibadan court. Defection or mockery mocks El Rufai over Buhari. And finally, 90 people, not 500, affected in Aleshinloye Ibadan market fire, says victims. That's what we have on Saturday Tribune.
The Nation, corruption, fresh knocks from Obasanjo over attacks on Tinubu Buhari. Gary says ex-president least qualified to accuse anyone of corruption. Provide basis for your allegation, SACF chief tells Obasanjo. Rivers, anxiety over budget of assembly adjourns indefinitely. Reception from Wike to hold amidst controversy. And moving on, appeal court stops Sanusi's reinstatement as emir of Kano. And Tinubu to Catholic bishops. I won't be a religious bigot. Federal government debunks claims to targeting killing of Christians. And Senate face off the many lives of Natasha. That's the much we have on the Nation.
And the Blueprint Weekend. The Almajiris out of school kids, how we're tackling menace by FG others. There are 13.2 million out of school children, not most affected, UNICEF. We've rescued over 20 girls from early marriage in Sokoto, official. Menace can be tackled with continued support, Monarch. Towards preserving local languages from extinction, we support documentary on Nigeria's 25 years of unbroken democracy, FG. Local equity market sustains bearish run, sheds 167 billion naira. Rivers crisis, what next for Fubara? Natasha's position to IPU dead on arrival, Jimo Ibrahim. My passion for storytelling, house and cinema keeps me going. Aminu Momo. Omokri thumbs up Tinubu's strides. Mocks El-Rufai over Buhari.
All right, moving on to first news. Tinubu to Catholic bishops. My government committed to prosperous, united Nigeria. Rivers political standoff. Fubara seeks new date for budget presentation. Abakari has only 4 million naira, not 200 million naira in 10 accounts, says family. Trump pushes birthright citizenship battle to U.S. Supreme Court. Wike sabotaging peace efforts in Rivers, says Pandef. Osimhen nets first hat-trick for Galatasaray. And moving on, pro-Akpabio group storms UN Abuja office, questions Natasha's claims. Customs seized 34,470 liters of smuggled fuel at Taraba border. And finally on this paper, appeal court halts Sanusi's reinstatement as Emir of Kano.
And the last paper bunks U.S. claims on targeted killings of Christians in Nigeria. Army directs troops to confront emerging national threats. Rivers Assembly suspends plenary indefinitely amid budget presentation dispute. Native doctor backs Soludo's ban on public preaching of gospel. El-Rufai accuses Tinubu's administration of selling ministerial slots. And lastly on this paper, BBL without skills is a disaster, and this is by Mary Njoko. That's much we can take from Saturday Times.
Ooh, a lot of headlines, a lot of things to discuss. But before we delve right into it, we have a very quick news break. When we come back, we're going to delve right into the analysis this morning. Welcome back to the program. You're still watching the Afia Morning Weekend Show. And to have the analysis on the newspaper review, we've just been joined by Barrister Chiagozie Nwabuko, legal practitioner, chartered mediator, conciliator. Good morning, sir. How are you doing?
Good morning, sir. Good to have you here.
What did you this morning?
No Divino and all the others.
Not for today.
Not for today. There's a lot happening
the headlines
today.
Are too serious.
The headlines are very serious. I think there's a micro headline I saw on one of the papers, which is what is next for Fubara. And you know, the fact that we're asking what is next for Fubara, you know, in River State is like, okay, what has been happening? Are we trying to overlook what has happened, and how should he has about 30 more months to govern. He has governed for 16 months now. He still has there's still 2 years plus that he has to govern. What is next for him? How is he going to approach? We're hearing stories of impeachment. Allow him to enjoy his tenure or to do, and not only is it very bad and ugly, we also have the people of River State as well. They say when two elephants are fighting, it's the grass that is suffering and all of that. So what is next for Fubara? What can Fubara do differently? How? Because at this point we already know that it's not just a weak case interference thing. It looks like there is a bigger picture.
Yes, actually I must applaud Fubara. He has shown maturity more than the immediate past governor of the state. Wike is acting like a drunken dog in the China shop. You don't do that to your people because of personal interest. I know that they had an understanding, political understanding, as you rub my back and I rub your back. But when Fubara came on the south, he considered the river people better. He preferred them to some political shenanigans and interests. We know the foundation of all these things. It's all about sharing the loot on the state, and then which Fubara says, I will not share the loot with you. I will rather deploy it to run the state. And then the ex-governor is trying to make the state ungovernable for his people. That is the issue, for his people. So he's trying to create a crisis in Rivers State for his own political gain. He wants to be in Abuja and then to be controlling Rivers State from Abuja. It's not proper. So I must applaud Fubara. Fubara has a wide breadth of things to do. He can decide to scatter the state and then at the end, if you want to impeach him. But then he's being mature, he's being disciplined, and I really applaud him. He should continue trudging the path of peace, because at the bedrock of all these things is the interest of the Rivers people. So he had tried to present the budget. He wrote to the House of Assembly and they locked the door against him. It's very immature for the House of Assembly to behave like school children, to lock the door to the Assembly, a public place. Do you know that apart from the fact that the governor wanted to represent the budget, that place is a public space. Anybody can walk into the House of Assembly and listen to proceedings. But that day, they shut the door against the governor. I think that it's marks of unreasonableness and irresponsibility on part of the House members. They are trying to frustrate themselves, not the governor. Because at the end of the day, their salaries are attached to that budget. So I don't know what they are trying to achieve. They are trying to spite their faces by cutting their noses. I don't really understand what they are trying to do. So sometimes you place the people above your personal interest so that you don't occasionally shipwreck to yourself. So I applaud Fubara. He should continue in the path of peace. Now he wrote again to them on the 13th of March that he wants to present the budget for the second time to them on the 19th of this month. And then they adjourn plenary and indefinitely sine die. So what happens? When people's salaries be paid? That is the issue. Because people says until this budget is represented to the House, the salaries, the allocation will not come to Rivers State. So what happens to the salaries of workers? So I really don't understand what they're trying to get at. I don't understand. There's a Supreme Court judgment urging the governor to do the needful. The governor has agreed to do the needful, and they are saying, no, we won't allow you to do the needful. So what are they trying to achieve? I don't get it. Somebody in Abuja is calling the shots, and you are mutually following him against your people because of the interest of a politician in Abuja. It's a no-brainer. It doesn't make any sense. So what would Fubara do? Let him continue in the path of peace. Let him continue.
For how long will he continue in the path of peace? That's the question.
If you don't continue in the path of peace, your people will suffer. That is the issue.
He's been, at this point, I think the right word to use is that he's been frustrated. Do you know what extent this will go? Is it that there's nothing else that he can do to at least put these things, bring these things to an end? Is there something else? Because this part of peace is something. Now we've applauded his maturity. He's been handling
it well. But peace and maturity is not working again.
How long is he going? Because if they're frustrating in this way, chances are they're not going to stop until whatever it is they want to do.
We're now hearing stories of impeachment and all of that, and which might look like this part of peace might not, take him to the end of his tenure.
It's not about him. It's about his people. There are things he will do. At least he will sit out his tenure, but at what cost? That is the issue. Like you said earlier on, it's far more bigger than what we are seeing. It appears to be a battle between the Ikweres and the Ijaws. That's the fact. So if he doesn't do that, the Ijaws will start. They have 8 local governments in Rivers State. That's the Ijaw people. And they have Ijaws, and also in Bayelsa. So I think he's trying to manage the situation. Wike is a reasonable person here. What I say is that there are some other things he can do. You understand? There are some other things he can do. One of the things he can do is to mount pressure on the president to call Wike to order. He should mount pressure on the President Tinubu, His Excellency, to call Wike to order. He can do that through advocacy. He can do that through the fathers in Rivers State. He can do that through the opposition parties, because that's why he should play this politics. Put the pressure on the president and these things will stop. Put the pressure on the president. Let people understand that the president is behind this. If he does that, the president will have no other option than to call his appointee to order. That's what he has to do. But if he goes all out, like some of us will do, Rivers State will burn. At the end, he may end up sitting out his tenure, but then at what cost? There will be battle. It will be the jaw against the Ikwere, and people will be killed. So that's what he's trying to avoid. It's not as though he doesn't know what to do. The governor has wide breadth of powers. He can get boys. They can start blowing up oil installations. But at what cost? Now, if the federal government says we can't give you allocation, how much did the federal government give to the university that the university doesn't have in abundance? Fubara knows what to do, but then he's trying not to incur collateral damage on his people. That's why I say he's mature. So he should look for other ways of maintaining peace by reaching out to the fathers in River State to approach the president and tell Oga, call your boy to order, because as far as I'm concerned, President Tinubu's hand is in it. You cannot allow your appointee. See, Wike is an appointee. He can be sacked by the president at any time. He's an appointee. His office is not an elective position. Tinubu can decide to get up one day and then relieve him of his post. Call him to order. He's causing crisis in the state. But then it's all about 2027. That's the deal.
You know, I want to understand how easy it's going to be for him to call in the fathers and make them take action and put pressure on the president, just like you suggested. Because we've seen that from time to time, there are ways that we see things being swept under the carpet in this country. You're seeing something very glaring that this is the thing that should be done. And before you, it is changed and there's nothing you can do about it. What if these fathers of this particular state is also in the same side with Wike?
Well, it's a split thing. They have people who are there. They have sympathizers on both sides. He should know what to do. He's a governor. He has access to large cashier of money. He's sitting on money. He knows what to do. There are bloggers everywhere. Fill the blogosphere with information that the president is sponsoring these things. Put the pressure on the president. This nonsense will stop. I'm telling you the truth. Put the pressure on the president, because as long as I'm concerned, when information available to me, the president should call his boy to order. He can't do that to a state. They have gotten an order by the Supreme Court that the governor of the state should represent the budget, and the House of Assembly shuts down the House of and goes home and goes on adjourn plenary indefinitely. Who does that? So get the bloggers to do their work. Roping the president of the federation. This nonsense will stop. If the pressure is mounted on the president to call Wike to order, and the government sponsors such publications, this nonsense will stop. That's what you should do. You shouldn't just rest on his oars, because the bottom line is that eventually the rivers people will suffer this on the long run. People will not suffer. Wike will not suffer, but the common man and women on the streets, that's the people I'm concerned about.
Let's move away from River State and Fubara and all of that, and move to what is happening in the Senate.
Yes.
I think yesterday there was a video of that the Senate President made, and not even the A's and the nays have it. I will leave that to you. I will leave that for you to talk about. But then he made a video and was talking about how Senator Natasha called her as our sister. How Senator Natasha is embarrassing Nigeria, on the global stage. She went to Berekete, she went to Arise, she went to the IPU and all of that. And then there are a couple of headlines, micro headlines, saying that her petition to the IPU is dead on arrival. She does not have any case and all of that. What do you think is really going to happen, or what do you think is going to be the fate of Senator Natasha seeking justice?
This is a local issue that should be handled locally. I don't subscribe to our distinguished senator flying around the whole country. I don't subscribe to that. Issue of sexual harassment is a criminal. I expected her to file a charge against him in court. I don't know what she's doing, honestly speaking. Sexual harassment is a very serious offense in Nigeria. We have laws that govern that. And the state president does not have immunity. That means he can be dragged to court, he can be prosecuted, he doesn't have immunity. So she's going around, go to Brekete family. As far as I'm concerned, she's jeopardizing her case, because the evidence you present in court, you are giving it out on air. Now, if you are doing that, what you do is that people will start picking sides. Now, the judge who will hear the matter, or the judge who will hear the matter, will no longer have independent reasoning to hear those matters. These are criminal allegations that a senator harassed another senator. Is very weighty. So I expected our beloved senator to have gone to court on two grounds, two different courts. One, file a criminal action against the state president for sexual harassment, bring their evidence, prove it. If she succeeds, the state president will go in. There's nothing to do about it. He doesn't have any immunity. Secondly, bring a contempt charge against the Senate, because there's an order of court stopping the Senate from going into an investigation, and then the Senate flouted those rules, those order of court. So she can bring another action. The third action she can file is to strike out or to nullify her suspension, because it is an illegal suspension. You cannot suspend a senator beyond 14 days, according to their own rules. Order Rules 67 of the National Assembly says you can't suspend a senator beyond 14 days. There are other decisions of court that say you can't even suspend a senator, because you are depriving the constituency of representation. The fourth ground, you can also bring an action that you cannot stop the salary of a senator, because the salary of a senator is determined by revenue, allocation, mobilization, and fiscal committee, not by the Senate. So the senator cannot stop the salary of another senator. So these are areas I expected her to explore, rather than to go from Rekete family to arise. For me, I think she's jeopardizing my case, as long as I'm concerned. These are serious issues that are not for the public justice. These are matters that should be heard in court and judgment of court. I believe she has a case, but then channel it to the right procedures and then get the desired results. But the more she goes out, go to NGOs, go to, of course, UN will not do anything about it. They don't give a hoot about Africa. The West doesn't care about us. One coach, my guest said they don't give a damn about us. They don't care about us. So the only thing you can do is that they'll tell you, like they told her, we will hear from Akpabio. And they can't summon Akpabio. That is the issue. Like Jimmy Ibrahim said, Natasha is not even a member of the IPU. Membership of the IPU is based on countries. So personally, she's not a member of the IPU. Nigeria is a member of the IPU. So IPU cannot summon Akpabio. So who will give? How will she get fair trial there? Fair hearing, like if the IPU cannot summon Akpabio. So then she has a wide belt of influence in Nigeria because we have laws that govern, laws against sexual harassment. Let her root her case properly, and we'll get the desired results. I believe that she has every right to go to court, get a charge against the Senate President. If he's found culpable, he will be sanctioned. He cannot escape it. He doesn't have any immunity. He doesn't have any immunity. So for me, I am not really comfortable with her going from one media house to another one, go to Brekete Farm, go to her right. It's not necessary. We have the laws that govern those things, because these organizations, these NGOs will not give her any respite. They will not. They will not. They will not. They will promise her, okay, we'll look at it. But they will not have any legal backing to do anything. That's the fact. They have no legal backing. She should channel it to the court, and the court will do justice.
Okay. So I think, was it last week or so, we read a headline that was talking about what the Senate were saying, that they did not suspend her because of her sexual harassment accusations, that it was because of her conduct. Now, I was thinking that since she came out and she said this happened to her, that happened to her, of course, you're a barrister, so you should be able to, analyze this issue. Which one should have come first? Tackling the whole sexual accusations that has been laid against the Senate President? Or, I mean, the fact that they went for her conduct, first of all, instead of actually checking if the Senate President was really guilty of this or not. How does that make you feel? Do you think that is okay? Do you think that is the way that the order of things should be?
Well, I will sound differently, though. You may not be comfortable with what I will say.
No, it's fine. Like, we want to know what the right thing is. She made the mistake from the outset. She made a very big blunder from the outset, right? There's nothing wrong in disagreeing with fellow senators. If you follow the history of the case, the issue of sexual harassment didn't actually start that day. It was a reactive measure. Let us tell ourselves the truth. It was a reactive measure. They had this altercation about the seating arrangements. That was what happened. That was what was before the Senate. The seat that she was allocated, she said she will not sit down there, and they had this altercation, and she was escorted out of the complex. Now she went to break it and said her seat was reallocated because the Senate President was sexually harassing her from the day one. It was not the issue of sexual harassment. It was the issue of reallocation of the seats. What the video clip is there. So let's keep emotion aside. If I were to support anybody, Akpabio will be the last person I will support. I don't like APC for any reason. And as long as I'm concerned, the Senate President's leadership is, for me, is the worst in the history of Nigeria. So I have no sentiment for Akpabio. But let's face things as they come. The issue was that they had this altercation as per the seating arrangements. Now, because the Senate President insisted that she must sit there, she said she will not sit there, and she will address the House from wherever she's standing, which is contrary to the rules. Now, the President got angry, and then she was ordered out. Now, she wanted to break her phone and said that her seat was changed because she refused the advances of the President. That is the history of the case. So are we saying that there isn't a chance that it's actually true that her seat was changed because of that?
I was not there.
I'm just saying, like, isn't there a chance?
I say, so how to prove in court?
Because if we say it's just reactive, we're making it look like whatever she said.
She's just making
we're trying to check if there's a connection between what could have happened inside that we didn't see and the sitting arrangement.
That was her case.
Yes.
It was her petition.
So even if it's reactive,
yeah, I read the
petition.
She said that all these things were happening to her because that was her petition. She even said that she was removed as the chairman of the State Committee on Local Content because of. So it was not the sexual harassment issue originally. It was what she perceived as what was the outcome of. See,
so it is still this sexual issue now. If she's saying because.
See, let's leave sentiment apart too.
No, there's no sentiment.
Personally, I hate sexual harassment. If I have an opportunity, I will prosecute the president myself. If it was given the fiat, I will prosecute him myself because I hate it. You should not harass or molest anybody. Man, woman, or boy, or girl. It should not be done. It's a crime. And every crime must be punished. Then look at it. Let's look at this scenario. This happened in 2023. And she didn't say anything about it until that day. 2023, right? She told her husband, Senator Natasha is not a mean person. She's a strong woman. She's a lawyer, 20 years post-co. She was taught to bar in 2005. She knows what to do. Now, this is her politics. As long as it's politics. Now, this thing allegedly happened in 2023. She did nothing about it. 2024, she did nothing about it. 2025, some things were removed from her. Maybe because of her rejection of the advances. All of it, she remembered that she was harassed 2 years ago. This is her fact. Like I said, that's why I said that she should.
We're saying the same thing.
Send it to court so that this matter will be heard in court. And if the state president is found culpable, he should face the full wrath of the law. That is my own.
I agree with you. Yes. What I don't agree with is how you somehow, it's almost like you're detaching it, but it's still connected. You're detaching it, but it's connected. Even if it happened 2023, we don't know the conversation that kept happening before.
That is what I said.
Know? So we're saying the same thing.
None of us knows all this.
None of us know, yeah.
She said, Afia did some sexual innuendo to her. I was not there, you were not there. Now, tomorrow, somebody accused me of harassment. You in this believe that I did it. Without giving me fair hearing. That's where I'm coming from.
But then, like,
eventually, we the males will be in danger because if I'm crossing the road after your studio now, one guy says, Barrister Agosia Shelley harassed me. Everybody in Afia TV will say, I did it. And nobody gave me the chance to defend myself.
That's the thing. That's where, and that's why, it should go to court. But even when she, said it and when it came up, the Senate president did not defend himself. He did not come out to say, okay, let these investigations happen, let these things happen. Immediately was then on arrival, immediately she was suspended and all of that. So the case had not been treated fairly. I think that's the way to look at it.
There's no fairness in life. You have to fight for it.
So she's going around.
See, justice is not served a la carte. There's no fairness in life. You have to fight for it. That's why I said she should go to court and prefer a criminal charge against the Senate president who has no immunity. Definitely, you don't expect the Senate to stand with her. If you stand with her, there are some fringe benefits you will lose.
And that's why I had a problem with her being referred to that committee, that Senate committee.
Of course, the committee will always be biased. That is the fact. They are biased. It's obvious that. That's why I said she should go to court, prefer a criminal charge against the president. If she does that, if he's culpable, he cannot escape that. Because definitely the Senate will be biased. This is their boss. It's abuse of power we are talking about here. It goes beyond sexual harassment. It's abuse of power. That's what I'm looking at. It's an abuse of power. People are being oppressed in Nigeria because somebody has authority over others. So what do? Go to a place that you will get justice, and that is the law court. I believe that the law court will. If the Supreme Court is someone, he must go to court. He must go to court. But if you are still playing around with the Senate, you may not get anything there. Go to court, prefer a criminal charge against him. He will be on this and he will beg you for forgiveness.
Are you sure?
That's the fact.
I have a concern. Just like you said, abuse of power. And we see things where people go to court and at the end of the day, nothing happens. So she's going around and trying to get other people involved in this. Don't you think she's the kind of afraid that even if she goes to court, she will not be able to get her justice?
No, Senator Natasha is, like I said earlier on, she's a lawyer. She's not an artisan. She will get justice. She has a clout. Remember the Ibrolo she had Yaha Bello. A governor couldn't even stop her. She fought Yaha Bello and she defeated him. It's as simple as that. So she knows what to do. She's a lawyer. What I'm saying is that, you see, when you bring some matters out to the open, you will start raising emotion. When the emotion gets involved, you may not actually, clearly do your cases very well because, see, when emotions, matters that should be for the court are brought out to the public display and people are talking about it, these judges are human beings, they listen. They will start taking sides even before the matter goes to court. So it's better for me. It comes as a fresh matter before the court. She presents her evidence. She has videotapes. She has SMSs. Definitely, this is something that she has in her possession. SMSs, videotapes, all those things are there that will implicate him. She presents this to court. There is no how the Senate president will escape if he is culpable. But then if you keep on going out, with time you see, this is our politics. The more she goes out, look at the sentiments now. You are disgracing Nigeria. You are demeaning the country by going to United Nations. You see, sentiments are, things are tilting. Views are meant to tilt. So that's why I said that go to court, do your cases. Obio must come to court. He will stand in the dock as an accused person, and he will take his plea in the dock. See, that is the best thing to do. And the media will not carry it by saying I didn't do it, and she will present her evidence. In fact, he will not even want to get to that stage. He will simply go behind and ask her for forgiveness and pledge never to do it again. So, for me, I don't support sexual harassment, but then if you are trying to fight for your rights, do it in the right channel that will give you the best solution. Natasha cannot be intimidated. She's not a small woman. No. She's a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. She has that clout. Otherwise, how did she come to be the senator representing her constituency? She's a very strong woman. But then let her do things properly so that she doesn't jeopardize her case. The court, I believe the Nigeria court will give her justice. That's what I believe.
All right. We're already running out of time, but let's take this headline on Saturday Telegraph. Kano, appeal court stops reinstatement of Sanusi as emir, orders transfer of suits to Kano State High Court. What's going on with Kano State? What's going on with the emirship? This same place, they cut it into 5, they will put it back, what is happening?
What
is going on?
This is our politics, you understand? This is our politics, the politics between APC and NNPP. That's what is playing on. APC government, under the immediate past governor of Rivers State, they made the law to withhold the powers of emirs of Sanusi in 2019, before the election. So they rendered this office almost irrelevant. Initially, it kind of used to be one emirate system. They broke it into 5 emirate systems. So gave Sanusi just a small portion of Kano. This is our politics. Now, his government now came into being, the NNPP now came into being, and then revoked the law that APC government made, and then giving Sanusi back his two, because when they broke down the emirate into 5, Sanusi was removed as the emir of Kano. He was made an emir of one small emirate. So when the NNPP government came in, they revoked the law. The same House of Assembly revoked the law and then returned the powers of Emir Sanusi to him. So that became a matter for appeal court, from Federal High Court to Court of Appeal. Now from there to the Supreme Court. Because after the Court of Appeal matter, Emir Sanusi was reinstated. But then the aggrieved party, the other Emir, now went to the Supreme Court, saying no, we can't reinstate him. The matter has been appealed to the Supreme Court. So they now go back to the Court of Appeal to say, give us an injunction. Sanusi should not come out to that palace until the Supreme Court determines that. So the judgment is subject of appeal and the Supreme Court. So the Supreme Court decides if Sanusi wins at the Supreme Court, then he becomes the emir of Kano. If not, well, he will still be concerned to that his small local emirates. So that is his own politics. It's politics between APC and NPP, between Ganduje and the current sitting governor of. That's why I said most of these things are politics. But then beneath all these things are 2027 elections. They are simply getting up because these are swing states. Look at the River State, look at Kano State. These are swing states that determines the election results. So that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to reposition everything. For 2027 is the price.
Let's take a look at this. Okay, do you have a headline to look at? Let's take a look at this headline on Saturday Tribune. FD tells U.S. Congress Christians are safe in Nigeria. Deplores threats of sanction over alleged killing of Christians. So we've been seeing something that's been happening, in the northern and the south, the northern parts of the country where we're seeing Christians, We've been hearing of this, but it seems really far. And now we're seeing it come really close. We also had a case where a man was also sentenced to court, or also sentenced to death because he defended himself, a case of self-defense and all of that. Are we seeing the case, and even before now, we've heard of times when churches have been bombed, Christians are being killed and all of that. can we now call a case of emergency and saying that Christians are being killed in Nigeria? This is something that is actively happening.
Christians are being killed in Nigeria. They're not just Christians, other people also being killed.
Yeah. So can we now say, okay, this is like a religious, can we now label it a religious crime?
It has always been a religious issue, but then what the president is saying through Boala is that it's not in their government. That's what Boala said. So Boala said that Boala was simply defending his principle. He wasn't talking about what has happened over the years. So Boala was simply defending his principle that's why the president came out and said that it's not a religious bigot. So but the issue, the border in all this is that they should provide security for all Nigerians, whether you are a Christian, Muslim, our local traditional worship, ATR. Let us protect the lives of Nigerians. It's not just peculiar to Christians. Muslims are also being killed. ATR people are being killed. Buddhists are being killed. So the issue is that we have issue of insecurity in Nigeria. It's not just about the Christians alone. Nigerians are being killed. We are insecure as a people. So our leaders should provide security for us so that the Nigerians, whether you're a Christian, a Muslim, or whatever, you are not being profiled or you are not being killed.
Very, very important. I think we'll leave it at that. There's another headline, where they said the policies, Nigerian policies are working. Every time I see that headline, I just used to do one kind. Do you understand? I used to do my stomach one kind, but we'll leave it. We'll just leave it at that. We'll just leave it at that. Thank you very much, Barrister Chagozie, for joining us this morning. We'll go on a very quick break, and when we return, we will be having more conversations on the weekend show. Just stay with us.
Welcome to the latest and most amazing show on your. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Lunch Break.
You don't sing along.
I did sing, for real.
You're not a backup singer.
That's what they do.
It's a brand new week and another opportunity for us to gist and me to tell you, bring all the spice, all the things that are hot, trending, and exclusive on social media. Sometimes I know there's constructive criticism. I know that you know how to quote it. So for the people that don't understand, I want to be like, oh, why are you doing this?
Please, I'm not a cross-dresser. I'm only doing this because of the money on Facebook.
There are some people you need to just tell the truth brutally. Let it hurt them. Give it hot.
Afia TV official, exclusive every weekday on Afia TV.
From Owerri, where the World Health Organization recommends that noise levels in urban areas should not exceed 55 decibels during the day. But cities like Owerri tend to exceed this noise level. Afia TV Bureau Chief John Kennedy Ogbonna assessed the effects of residents. His report.
Owerri is a city full of energy, but with that energy comes a relentless wave of noise. From roaring generators to blaring car horns and busy marketplaces, the soundscape of the city often exceeds safe noise levels recommended by World Health Organization. On Douglas Road, one of Owerri's busiest commercial hubs, business owners and residents struggle with the constant clamor. Mr. Collins, a boutique owner, spoke with Afia TV about the major sources of noise pollution in the area.
Around here, which is a business area, I think the main source of pollution here is generator. Causes a lot of noise and distraction, or what would I call it? Because if the generator is on, you cannot hear what is happening in the environment. And brings heat. That's another dimension of it. It brings heat to the environment. Because if you go overseas, you don't see sounds like this. You see the environment very quiet. But here in Nigeria, man, generator is the main issue we are having around here about noise.
The noise levels in Owerri vary depending on the location. In some areas like Wejo and Oji, the noise is relatively lower.
It's not a noisy environment, though it's a state of enjoyment. You know, rightly stated, Owerri, Alangwari is a place where people come to have fun, but it's not right if you say Owerri is a noisy place. Though there are some places, there are some areas that noises occur more frequent. Now, in the street, there are some streets that are very, very calm. You can only encounter noise from those places when celebrations are going on. That's the only time you can say those places are noisy. But classifying Owerri as a noisy environment, it's a no for me.
So here in Owerri, when you talk about noise pollution, you talk about some specific places. Like, for example, Wedra. Wedra does not have that much noise pollution as Douglas. So in some places, but I believe that whenever we have something like a gathering or a place of gathering that is meant to cause noise pollution, it shouldn't be like inside a residential area. I believe that comparing to Lagos, Owerri is not that much bad in terms of noise pollution. Owerri is better than some parts of Nigeria, especially Lagos.
While Kinsley believes that Owerri is not as noisy as cities like Lagos, another resident, Daniel, has a different perspective.
Owerri is very, very noisy. For instance, at my living place, we have a church living here. Every Sunday, we don't sleep on Fridays because of the loud noise. So I think that government should really maybe put an agency or have officials going about checking about like people breaking out speakers, loudspeakers, or trying to curtail the noise they get. So something like that should be put in place to help reduce noise pollution.
It is worth recalling that in 2022, the Imo State House of Assembly passed a motion directing the Owerri Capital Development Authority to curb noise pollution caused by illegally sited entertainment centers. Reporting from Owerri, John Kennedy Obona for Afia TV.
Thank you very much for that report. Our producer doesn't know how to count, so that threw me off a bit. But yeah, thank you very much for that report, John Kennedy. So when it comes to noise, we've been seeing a lot of states clamping down on noise. We've not really heard anything from Imo State yet. But you know, the thing with, I once lived in a house where we were sharing fence with church. There was no peace.
And something I can never.
There was no peace. My goodness, I don't know how I survived it. I know what is crazier. When we lived, there was a house we lived in Lagos for a while. That street had a lot of churches. So what happened? I think it had a lot of churches. We're sharing fence. I've been sharing fence with churches for a long time. We're sharing fence with the one, like literally sharing fence. Like just imagine your next door neighbors are sharing fence with the one there was Deeper Life. The one we're sharing fence with was Deeper Life.
Actually, that noisy.
Then the one in front of us was Redeem. Then if you go like 3 houses down, there's MFM. Then if you go up again, there is another Redeem there. If you go the other side, there is Foursquare. That it was a religious setting. So something happened actually, and which was they were now robbing back to back, and the houses were taking advantage of the fact that they will use like when they have vigils. I think that's the first time they took advantage of the fact that there was vigil going on. So the noise from the church like overshadowed what was happening. So I think that was what now helped to reduce the noise that we started to see in our streets. Vigilantes also came, but the noise was only really limited to Sundays, just Sunday mornings and all of that. But what do you think? Because Anambra State now is really clamping down on noise pollution and all of that. Enugu State is also doing it as well. But what do you think? Do you think that this would really be enforced? Can you envision a Nigeria that is not noisy?
Not
honestly, I can't.
relatable. because I feel we can do something to reduce it, but not completely, because there is no way, unless we fix necessary things like making sure we have electricity every single time. Because you cannot tell somebody not to put on their agenda, especially when they are doing business with that. So if we have electricity 24/7, that can also help. And I think they should regulate the way people horn on the road. Because I don't know why you're using horn to greet somebody. I don't know why you're using horn to show your aggression. I don't know why you're using horn just to feel so happy and you just want to horn, you know. All those things, I feel these things can help, and they should regulate churches. I feel like churches should not be in residential areas, if you ask me. When I used to go for holidays, I traveled to Aba, just like you explained, the same street. You are coming back from church like this building, 5 or 3-story building.
Like three churches in one building.
This ones are shouting, these people, next people, like 4.
Imagine you are living in that same building.
And you see people living around there as well. You hear Friday, Vigil, Saturday, Thanksgiving, Sunday service, Wednesday midweek, Tuesday sweeping. A lot of things is going on, and people are living there. It's really, really annoying.
Nigeria is a noisy country. It's a very noisy country.
So if you're going to put these things in place, I feel like it's going to be very, very important. It's going to help out. And
help the sanity. Maybe now why some people know they think well.
You know,
why we have deadbeat fathers.
There are people that cannot work in very noisy areas.
You will learn it too. When they say you will learn under pressure, I talk about Nigerians here because
I think that's why we match easily whenever we travel. You can easily, because you've lived the rough life, whether you want it or not. You've lived it, you've encountered. So when you go to those places, you can easily find your way.
Well, let's hope that it's enforced. You know, it's for a city like Owerri, where you know it's a Ringo city. You know, the club here, they say hotels are more than the residential houses. So, you know, there are clubs, there are hotels, there are bars, there are just a lot of places where people want to enjoy. And so there's the sound of generator, the sound of from speakers, and there's churches, there's everything in between. But even if we cannot curb noise completely, we can do something to reduce it. We'll go on a quick break, and when we return, we'll have more conversations on the weekend show. Do stay with us.
Time check, it's 2 p.m. and it's time for us to vibe, chill, and relax. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Lunch Break on Afia TV. So Lunch Break is all about the music, it's all about fun, it's all about entertainment, it's all about entertaining gossip and stories from social, it's all about the latest trends, it's about what's lit, it's all about the games with our guests, and yes, in general, I like to say it's all about the vibes and vibes of AfiaTV.com.
Welcome to Afia TV, your go-to channel for excellent news and incredible shows that keeps you IEI, that is, informed, entertained, and inspired. Need a break?
Ladies and germs, welcome to Lunch Break on Afia TV.
Join Choco to vibe and chill on Lunch Break at 2 p.m. for the latest trends in music and entertainment.
Not like I have big money.
Dive into the world of innovation and creativity with Rochelle on Unka.
It means art in English.
Where creative minds and groundbreaking ideas come to life. Tune in every weekday at 8 p.m. Do not miss Afia TV Official, your perfect dose of laughter, where they discuss what is currently trending on social media every day at 5:30 p.m. on Afia TV.
But in this economy, the savings will save you, man.
And that's not all. Stay tuned for more exciting shows on Afia TV. Catch us on DSTV channel 254 and GoTV channel 17.
welcome back to the program. You're still watching the Afia Morning Weekend Show. My name is Favor Obinyelva, Divine Onoha, and Ogochukwu Osai still with me in the studio. And right now, we've just been joined by Ogbaji Ifeanyichukwu, convener of the Onitsha Business Hangout. We're going to be having a conversation on Anambra's political landscape as Anambra decides 2025. The 2025 gubernatorial election approaches in November. The state's political scene is witnessing significant activities across various parties, including the incumbent governor's administration. Good morning, Mr. Ifeanyi. How are you doing?
Yeah, good morning.
We're fine. Good morning.
All right. I'm going to start with so recently we've been seeing Governor Chukwuma Soludo doing a number of things from enforcing. I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago we had a conversation on him enforcing the ban on noise pollution. You know, we've seen him chase out Ndidibia, saying Ndidibia should come and register. You know, he's been a lot of things, you know, clamping down on indecent dressing. You know, he has been doing quite a number of things, doing some roads, you know, some investments and all of that. Now, there are people that are saying that he's doing all of these things to secure a re-election. If you want to look at his first 2 years or his first 3 years in office, a lot of Anambra people, Anambrarians, have not been really happy with what he has done in the first 3 years in office. A lot of people have not been happy. And in this, you know, recent months and all, we're seeing him do more, be out there a lot more and whatnot. And we're seeing, oh, is this him trying to secure re-election? What do you think?
Thank you very much. I would say that it's natural. I would say it's a natural phenomenon taking place because election is close. So definitely there will be activities, whether it is to secure re-election or whether it is to show people that he's working. But I wouldn't know for him because I can't speak for him. But what I know is that according to Chukwuma Soludo, he said a politician thinks about, this is his favorite quote, he normally says, a politician thinks about the next election, then a statesman thinks about the next generation. So he has been saying that from day one, every time he moves about in his campaign or in his entourage or in his visits or whatever. So he's seeing him doing some things now. I wouldn't link it to re-election because he has always been like this. But because election is close, that is why all eyes is on him. He has always been like that and he has always been walking about all the while. So it's natural of him. I don't see it as a re-election gimmick from my own end.
All right. It's
just like people are taking notice now, but he has always been like that. But if you are ardent follower of his administration, you know it has always been like that. Okay.
So now we're seeing a lot of things happen. You know, the other day we had a conversation on values. It was reflection to APC. And of course, I think we established that, you know, it's politics. He can decide to go to any political party that he wants. However, we're seeing some more interesting things that are happening. You know, we're seeing him going to go and meet some people that a lot of Anambra people do not agree with their policies. You know, he's going to go and greet some people that everybody's like, okay, what's going on here? He's having some alliances and everybody is like, okay, what's going on? What do you make of what has now been happening recently in Anambra, especially with the politics?
The point is that for me, whenever I want to say something, I say from my own objective or from my own perception. For me, there are just two parties contesting, and that is APGA and APC. All eyes are on Values because he was once in PDP, later moved to LP. And he's a very good friend of Mr. Peter Obi. So from there, he's now moving to APC. So he's more like, how do I put it? He was more like the courted bride, the beautiful bride before that people were seeing as an alternative to Soludo. So now that he has moved, all eyes are still on him to see what actually forced this guy to move. What is he doing? So he started by shutting off his comment section. You are contesting for governor in Anambra State, and people cannot tell you their mind. So if you win, you are going to lock us out again. Now that's what it simply means. So if you guys can talk to him, tell him to open his comment section. But aside him, there are other persons that are also in the race. Okay, let's take, for instance, Labour Party. There is one John Nwosu from Enugu. There is this Bat Nwibe from Ibuku. Then coming to the part of APC, there is Sapo Chukwuma, there is John Bosco, there is Nicholas Okachukwu, there is Dikora, there is Val. There are 7 of them that are actually contesting. So looking at the political landscape in Anambra, I will tell you, it is no longer like it used to be before. Everywhere is so quiet for my liking. There is no opposition. Nobody is doing anything serious. I keep saying it. Nobody has done anything serious as an opposition in Anambra State. Even Soludo has not got APGA from. He has not declared interest. The last time, the National Association of Nigerian Students said they are going to buy tickets for him. You know, all these gimmicks. That is what I will tell you, that it's just a political gimmick. Next thing, just like Buhari did during his own time, they say farmers contributed and bought tickets for Buhari. That is the same thing that will happen in Anambra. You see, National Association of Nigerian Students, what are they doing to make money? We don't know. They are students, but they want to make a purchase of 30 million for Professor Charles Chukwuma Soludo. So the whole thing is looking like a child's play, because they don't tell me that NANS have money. Do they have budget? How do they raise money? How do they raise capital to the tune of 30 million? Same people that are students that they will put, if they can be able to afford to pay 30 million, it simply means that they can also pay their own school fees. So government can as well take school fees back to 1 million, because students are rich now to be able to purchase a form for somebody that wants to contest for government. So that is to tell you how unserious the politics is. It's very, very, very unserious right now. And nothing is happening in the political landscape. The APC are the only one making moves. The re-election or the politics and the competition died with Ifeanyi. Immediately Ifeanyi died. No more election in Anambra State. Everything was lost. There is no longer competition for me, from my own end.
Okay. So let's look at Soludo's chances. With the whole new thing he's been doing, clamping down on insecurity, the native doctors and everything, do you think there is a chance? Is it restoring peace and order in the states? And do you think it can actually help give him some chances ahead of the election?
Thank you. Even before he started doing that, he already had the chance. That is why he allowed it to fester for a very long time. Because you won't tell me that it took you 3 years to come to terms that there is insecurity in your state. It doesn't work like that. You said during your swearing in that you are going to recover every local government that is in the hands of the bandits. You are going to end insecurity. And then you left it. People lost their lives. People died. A lot of people were kidnapped. Billions, ransoms running into billions were paid. 2 House of Assembly members lost their lives. So many rich men didn't come back. A lot of things were going on insecurity. And Soludo sat and watched. He didn't do anything. Why? Because he knows that there is no opposition. And who amongst all the opposition leaders in Anambra State spoke up? Not even one single person. So he knows that he doesn't have an election. Soludo deep down him knows he doesn't have an election. And then those clamping down on Dibias till today. We don't know how many Dibias that have been caught, but the people that they showed us were just 3 or 4 of them. If I'm not mistaken, just 3 or 4 of them is the people that we see. These are the people that are social media, Facebook. Facebook. Will those people be arrested? No. They are still there. Will they go to register? I don't know. Then clamping down on indecent dressing. What is indecent dressing? I don't really know. But somebody might decide to wear. It's just like starting to arrest guys that don't wear boxers. How would you know a guy doesn't wear boxers? You don't start trying to get silly. So the whole thing is just to tell you that the whole thing is a charade. It's just like a play for me. It's just like a play for me, because Soludo knows deep down him he doesn't have an election coming. Unless something drastic happens today, and that thing drastic is going to come from APC. If they start doing it, don't be Lagos, like they will tell you go to court. That is when we know something has changed. But I will still say that Soludo is more APC than all the APC contestants. So I don't really see much happening in Anambra State, if we are being honest. That is why he's so relaxed. He's just there. when you know that you have an election, you need to go my. Is that what you are supposed to do? Because he knows everything is a play for him. He knows that nothing is happening. Okay, the last time they killed people in Nibo, he went there, and people were crying. He was prizing moi. You know those things to tell you that he knows that definitely I don't have any business with this. And then APC on their own will have to go deep down to come up with something. The leading candidate is from Anambra North, where there is this unagreed zoning pattern that he has to go to Anambra South. Who are the people from Anambra South? We have Umoji, we have Ikukwoma, we have Valu Zibo, we have John Bosco Onunkwo, and the other guy. The other two, who are strong contenders, are not from Anambra South. What's the chances of them winning? Then if you give to Paul Chukwuma, every Anambra Central won't want to wait for 8 years before the rotation gets to them. Anambra South or Anambra North would also want to wait for another 24 years before it gets to them. So the whole thing is more like a game of chess, but I don't see any seriousness in everything. Then we can know.
Do you believe that in the power of incumbency? Do you think that because Anambra is one of the states that I know that they don't really do power of incumbency. If they feel like you have not done the right thing, come and you just be going. Once Anambra people feel like they were not satisfied with your first tenure or something like that, you come and be going. But do you believe that the power of incumbency is going to work in this time with Professor Chukwuma Soludo?
Let's start from 1999. Mbadinuju. Why was Mbadinuju removed? Mbadinuju was removed not because he didn't perform well, or not because he didn't do anything. He was removed by the people that put him there, which are the godfathers. It's not about incompetency. Because assuming Mbadinuju did what the godfathers told him to do, he would have returned. It's not an Anambra thing. Sometimes I bring down Anambra, we love deceiving ourselves. We love one thing. One thing I hate about Ndibo is that we love lying ourselves. And we're delusional about it. What ousted Mbadinuju was not incompetence. Don't see it as incompetent or he didn't do well. What ousted him was because he didn't keep to his agreement with the godfathers. One. The second person is Ngige. What ousted Ngige again was not because he didn't do well. Was because he is not in good terms with his godfather, Chris Oba. It's obvious there. Then after them came in Peter Obi. Peter Obi won for second term, not because of performance. Not because he performed so wonderfully in his first term, because the first term was fluctuated. Court impeached him. He was impeached twice. The House of Assembly impeached 2 times. So which time did he have to perform so wonderful to be re-elected? He was re-elected because Ojukwu said, vote him again, this is my last wish. That was for Peter Obi. Then Peter Obi handed over to Obiano. Then during Obiano's second term election, Obiano was not re-elected from my own perspective because he did handsomely well. Or because that very day, Nnamdi Kanu declared Nsala Day, everybody should not come out. Everybody should stay at home and eat Nsala. And that was at the peak of Nnamdi Kanu's reign. So now everybody sat at home. And it was only civil servants that were compelled to come out and vote. And Willie Obiano won 21/21 for the first time in Anambra State. So if I ask you what did Willie Obiano do, I don't know if you're going to tell us anything. Then come Professor Chukwuma Soludo. So his own case will not be different. It's not an Anambra thing. Anambra people, the core Anambra people don't even vote. They are the traders. That is why every government has abandoned traders. Starting from Mbadinuju, apart from going to a White House to pray every Monday morning through his Daily Bread organization and the rest of it from 1999 to 2003, the rest of governors abandoned us. Let me give Willie Obiano for an instance. Willie Obiano did not start and complete any project in Onitsha. Quote me anywhere. He did not start and complete any project in Onitsha, but he won in Onitsha, North and South. So it's not about that because traders don't vote. Chukwuma Soludo has not had a meeting. Call all the traders together. Come, let me identify what the problems are. Because traders don't vote. That is why their concentration, Obiano started it. Their concentration is in the rural area because it is those rural areas that vote. And then 2, civil servants, because civil servants vote. That is why Obiano did not miss any salary of civil servant when he was in power. Same thing Soludo is doing. Soludo left on it. He went into the hinterland villages and he's developing them because he knows the bulk of the votes are going to come from there. Those women don't have access to internet. They didn't remember Soludo wrote a letter. They didn't know that Soludo did that. What they know is that Meru got to go for the first time. And that to them, that is governance. To them, that is all they need. So it's not about Anambra voting. And who has Anambra voted out? Nobody. So it's not about us. We are not so special people as we always try to lie to ourselves to believe. It's a lie. We are not like that. We are not politically smart. The Anambra are not politically smart. Look at our choices. Sometimes, look at our House of Assembly. Look at our senators. Look at our House of Rep members. So it's not about Anambra being politically or putting somebody out. So far from that, it doesn't work like that. It's just like is power of incumbency or not. Soludo is paying salaries. Those people are going to vote. That is why he can come demolish the women market. He's not losing anything because those people don't vote. They might fear that to vote. All the civil servants have to vote.
All right, let's hope that maybe it will change. Maybe Afia will vote this time around. Or if we will not change.
This thing that you said has a figure of speech, and it's called future impossible tense.
I really don't think there's anybody trader that can leave their shop to do anything for you.
An Anambra trader.
Only Tanaba.
You're deceiving yourself. But let's see, maybe, who knows? You know, it's politics. Anything can happen. November 2025.
There is a job for them to do. You have to do something to convince them to leave their shop. I've stayed in Aba for a while. They don't do wedding on Saturdays. The wedding is on Sundays. That's how much they do. They take care of their shop. Or how much they are so invested in their shop. If you ever put a reception on Saturday, not only you and your wife go dance and your family members, but you do your wedding on Saturday in the church, then your reception is on Sunday. That's when they have chance to come.
Yeah.
So finish wedding, go back to shop. You finish wedding and come back to shop on Sunday. On Sunday, you now do your reception.
My cousin's husband did it. After the wedding, he went to his shop. Wow. It was family people and the wife that were the few people that came around at home. Then on Sunday, that was when the reception was everywhere. Everybody, people were coming. That's so that they live here.
Oh my God. Okay, so it's obvious that this is future impossible tense. Nothing is going to happen. If people will not wed on Saturdays, you know, wedding is now election. It's no. Let's forget about
the governor or the person that is interested does something to convince them. If not, you're on your own.
They have to, except maybe they even bring the polling units to to the markets. You know, just for everybody you come. Jonas, I'll be passing it around. If not,
and it's a very big challenge because they will tell you also good they still have fuel 2,000. They will buy it without forgetting that one decision, one policy from government is going to ruin them. Just like in the Enugu now, even after collecting over billions of dollars, over billions of naira worth of products, they are still being asked to pay some money before the shop will be reopened. So they feel that it's now affecting them. They don't have the right to decide. Okay, since 2009, 2010, there have not been elections in the market. Government is appointing them. Even the market leaders don't have the say. The union is being appointed by government. Yet, they don't want to. Everybody is so tired. I'm not tired. As long as they are making import, export, sales, everybody rests. So we have to start a serious orientation on our people.
I think
very serious one, especially politically. We need serious orientation. People need to sit down and understand the implications of staying away from politics. It's just like that advertisement from HIV. They say, if you are not infected, you are affected. All those decisions, all those policies that government is making, in one way or the other, it gets to you. But our people are yet to understand that. And and it's affecting them in their businesses. In this little time that I've done to business, I find out that our people don't have access to information and they don't care. They keep on blaming you, a non-existent person, on the Fulani, January to December. What effort are you putting in place? Zero. We have a very big problem. We are yet to admit to it because we love lying to ourselves and apportioning blames. When we are ready, we wake up. For now, let's keep sleeping.
Well, I completely agree with you. You know, some people that always do, oh, I don't really care about politics. But their politics cares about you. Like, I don't do politics. Politics does you. Like, there's no way. Like, whenever people have this conversation, oh, I don't like political conversations. Political conversations like you. Like, you cannot be out of the system. It is what it is.
It's true, but I feel like you can't blame them completely because this is how it has been. There's been this. Even when when you're interested, when you do something, you see that your efforts are going to waste. It feels like at the end of the day, they do what they want to do.
But if we're having this, this particular challenge, I thought it's more on national level.
It's everywhere. Even everywhere. In local markets. Even in local markets. They will do election. My mom stays in the local market. Even they will do election. At the end of the day, you see that the people thought they voted will not win. It will be somebody else. So next time when you call the person to come and vote, or say, wrap the shop, yeah? The only thing she will do is close the shop because you have to close it, and she will sit in front of her shop. She's not going anywhere. Because why will I stress myself and go and stand under the sun? At the end of the day, after voting, you're not going to, the person I voted or the people we voted will not be appointed.
Even though I don't think this is our problem.
Well,
I don't think this is on this particular conversation.
A conversation for another time.
But next thing is they feel like they are busy. They don't want things that affect. Once it's not affecting their business
directly, that's the problem. You think it's not affecting you directly, but
if you can still buy things, you can still spend money.
That make them increase sales, they'll always increase
their prices.
Their prices. People will buy.
As far as business is
not affecting them. Once it's not touching their business.
I think this should be a conversation for another time. Political apathy and whatnot. But we'll see what happens. We'll continue to have the conversations. We'll continue to talk about Anambra State, you know, for as long as we can, at least until November when we meet at the polls. Thank you very, very much, Ogbaji Ifeanyichukwu, for joining us this morning. We'll go on a very quick break, and when we return, our final conversation on the weekend show. Please stay with us.
My name is Ubon Kings.
I am Marvelous Afia. I am Chioma Okpala.
My name is Ifulaya Ndule, but I'm living in a market speaking.
What are your thoughts on the spate of sex for grades in Nigerian universities?
This very issue of owing salary should be criminalized.
How can they amplify their voices?
People don't have evidence. You want to get to know about it? Have to stay tuned right here on Afia Morning Show to get the pulse and the feel of that.
Join us on Gyno Plus every Wednesday at 6 p.m. right on Afia TV, DSTV channel 254, and GoTV channel 17, where we will delve into health issues affecting girls and women in society.
Breastfeeding doesn't even cause breastfeeding. The frequency of breastfeeding means the
approach you take to make sure that your well-being is maintained.
Welcome to the latest and most amazing show on here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Lunch Break.
You don't sing along.
I did sing, for real.
You're not a backup singer.
That's what they do.
And another opportunity for us to gist and me to tell you, bring all the spice, all the things that are hot, trending, and exclusive on social media. Sometimes I know there's constructive criticism. I know that you know how to quote it. So for the people that don't understand, I want to be like, oh, why are you doing this?
Please, I'm not a cross-dresser. I'm only doing this because of
the money on Facebook.
There are some people you need to just tell the truth brutally. Let it hurt them. Give it hot.
Afia TV official, exclusive every weekday on Afia TV.
Time check, it's 2 p.m. and it's time for us to vibe, chill, and relax. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Lunch Break on Afia TV. So Lunch Break is all about the music, it's all about fun, it's all about entertainment, it's all about entertaining gossip and stories from social, it's all about the latest trends, it's about what's lit, it's all about the games with our guests, and yes, in general, I like to say it's all about the vibes and vibes only.
Welcome to Afia TV, your go-to channel for excellent news and incredible shows that keeps you IEI, that is, informed, entertained, and inspired. Need a break?
Ladies and germs, welcome to Lunch Break on Afia TV.
Join Choco to vibe and chill on Lunch Break at 2 p.m. for the latest trends in music and entertainment.
Not like I have big money.
Dive into the world of innovation and creativity with Rochelle on Anka.
It means art in English.
Where creative minds and groundbreaking ideas come to life. Tune in every weekday at 8 p.m. Do not miss Afia TV Official, your perfect dose of laughter, where they discuss what is currently trending on social media every day at 5:30 p.m. on Afia TV.
But in this economy, the savings will save you, man.
And that's not all. Stay tuned for more exciting shows on Afia TV. Catch us on DSTV channel 254 and GoTV channel 17.
You're welcome back to the Afia Morning Weekend Show. And it's time for our final conversation, our exclusive interview with our artist for today. It's none other than Benny RME. Good morning, how are you doing?
Good morning. You look dapper.
Dashing. You don't look bad either.
Thank you
so much.
Okay, what we usually do here is ask people why they choose their stage name. What's Benny RME? What's the RME?
Okay. RME is the imprint I run. I run an imprint. It's Raven Music Entertainment. So I'm signed under my own label.
I have your record label.
It's on another level.
Hey, don't be smart, don't be choice.
So Benny is basically beautifying entertainment for Nigerian youth. So beautifying entertainment for Nigerian youth, that's Benny.
Oh, that's an acronym too.
Yeah, it's an acronym. So I just put everything together and I'm Benny RME.
Such a revelation. So imagine we want to say the full acronym. We want to say everything.
So beautifying entertainment for Nigerian youth under Raven Music Entertainment.
As your name.
Yes.
Wow.
It's a lot.
You have to redo that introduction.
Wow. I wasn't expecting that. We're about to hear you. Because anytime people have their stage names and all of that, I was expecting maybe saying Benny is what they call you when you were small. And the RME is, remember me again. Something like that. Oh, wow. Yeah. So tell us about your record label. When did you find the record label?
This was during the lockdown in 2020. I wanted to put out music, but I wanted to put it out under something. I don't want it to just be out there. I want it to be like, I love ownership a lot. So I try to create something for myself that I know that, okay, this belongs to me. I'm working for this, so that tomorrow I know that I'm stressing. But music is actually stressful. Yeah. So I'm stressing. I'm trying to build something. So RME is okay. It's apart from being a record label, we look how to collaborate a lot with people. So sometimes I do this campus sci-fi in UNEC, where I'm done with school already, but I still go to campus. Pick rappers. Organize something for them to to be on. So RME is basically a movement, a collective. For now, it's just me, but I try to collaborate with as many people as possible. So yeah.
That's nice. So let me ask, most people we invite here, we're always having that conversation about them being solo artists or being signed to a record label, and there's always the issue of finance. Oh, because I cannot do it alone, promotion and production costs and all of that, I want to be signed to a record label. But here you are, having your own record label and still pushing yourself. So it begs the question, is it cheaper? What, you know, I mean, how did you, because other people are struggling to at least put out their song and give it maximum boost. That's what they don't have the money for. But you are here giving your song all the promotion and still having a record label, intending to collaborate with as many other people as possible. Is it cheaper?
It's not really cheaper, but I mean, like these days, record labels no longer sign on the ground artists. They look for people who are already like established, like to an extent. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to like, you know, push myself to the point whereby some angel investor can just maybe see me and decide like, okay, let me help out, because nobody's going to come and look for you in your bedroom. So you have to be out there, you know, releasing music and all that. I bought my studio equipment myself. That was far back as 2019. So I record my albums from my room basically. So I don't have to pay studio time. I've cut down the cost. So it's, when there's a will, there's a way, you know, so.
No, you have money. You say like,
he has money.
He has money.
If you're going to do music, you need to really like do other things that would fetch you money. As an artist, like, especially as an upcoming artist. I used to sell in Ogbete. I have this hair cream brand that I push for my cousin, Sinan. I used to trade it in Ogbete very well. Like, people knew me there. I supply to them, even in Osoka too. You know, that type of thing. And real estate as well, so it's basically what we do.
Starting from the bottom.
Just to push it.
You see that's on money laundering. What do you really do? Take off your glasses. What do you really do? But yeah, you know, we see a lot of times. And I think you can wear your glasses.
No, it's okay, okay. I wanted to take it off already.
Okay. So I know a lot of times, I know a lot of people who also like do other things to, you know, complement music, because in music in the Southeast it's really difficult to like blow, and like you said, and to be fair on the record labels, really, like nobody's going to put money into something that they don't think is going to go, you know. Talent is not enough, you know. I need to eat. I'm not going to put like 10 million naira to like sponsor an artist and it's going to now spend it and be balling, and I'm not going to get my money back. So that's actually something that I see happen a lot. So how would you like advise people who are like, you know, yeah, they have the talent, they have it all, they have the collaborations, maybe they have a friend who's a producer, they have a friend who's a songwriter, in most cases a lot of them write their own songs, but they still need that finance. So how do you, you know, tell people to find that sweet spot, or how do you tell them to find that balance as well?
I think it's your choice. Well, basically you have to like find something to do. Music can be your first love, but you need finance to push music. So you have to find something doing. You could be graphic designer, you could learn a Web3 skill or whatever, you know, just do certain things to put money in your pocket. Now, you don't need so much money to promote music, because what most people do is they spend so much money on promotions. You meet an Instagram influencer that is very big. You don't need to be on his page, because he's just going to post you just one day and they're going to forget about you. So you need consistent marketing. You can do that from your own room, by your Instagram ads, you know, runs, just Instagram ads. It helps a lot. It puts your face out there. So instead of spending money on promotion, you could spend little money on, you know, video shooting, shoot little clips about your music, and you put it out there, and then you, you advertise on Instagram, basically. That's what I do. Instagram is like my strong suit, Instagram and Facebook. So basically it.
I think artists should also learn this marketing part of their music.
It's very important. I'm taking digital marketing classes. It's very important, honestly speaking.
You're serious about your life?
I'm very
You already have everything planned out.
I don't. I'm still trying to figure things out as we
go.
go.
But you have actually planned with an extent that is really, really...
And we're talking based on, we speak to a lot of artists, and you know, everybody just vibes, and they will blow one day, bomb will strike them and they will blow.
You know? But having it planned out like this, and you know one thing or the other to do from time to time, now you're not leaving it to chances.
You're not leaving it to blowing. You know, people just say like one day bomb will just...
And I think young artists should know this, should understand that leaving your whole efforts to chances is really, really not going to take you far. You need to be strategic. You need to know next steps to take.
Very important, really, and in every like career path, really, like you're not going to leave it to chances.
At all.
Nobody's all this. Oh, somebody will discover you. Nobody will discover you. You're not gold.
Did you land your job here by chance?
You apply.
To be fair, no, nobody. You have to apply. You have to apply. You have to seek it out.
This is what we're saying about getting to find the business aspect of whatever you want to do. Especially talented people, they just focus on the talent, building. You know, it's like, okay, let me not use the example I wanted to use. So you decide that you have passion for something, and instead of you to go and do the background work, you now from there, from your decision, you say, oh, I'm going to do music full time. I've seen people do that. You leave every other thing, you go to studio every day. You're not struggling. How are you going to do it?
Let's talk about...
Get a job for starters.
Let's talk about finding a team. You know, having a team of people, because now you're saying all of this, and, you know, I don't want to assume that you're self-sufficient, that you don't have a team, because most people have managers. They have, you know, for some people, why they understand that, oh, I'm a creative person, they also know that they are not very business-minded. They don't really know the business of it. So most times they now collaborate with someone who is like a business person. So the person can now help them with the marketing, help with their management, now help and structure, you know. I was having a conversation with one of my very, very good friends, and he has a business. But, you know, the marketing part of it, the social media part of it, he can't do it. So he was talking to me, he was like, Mama, if I was 2 now, I would have gone far. Like, do you understand? So a lot of people know that, okay, let me just focus on this business. This is what I'm good at. But I'm managing, you know, things. So talk to us about, like, having a team, especially when you're, like, a music person.
Okay. I think having a team is very important. So, first of all, I think if you want to pick a team, you have to look at your friends, your circle. That's why you don't have to make friends that are not beneficial, right? You look at your circle, you look at people that have the same drive as you, and then you pick them up. My manager is my girlfriend. You know, she has the same
I mean, it's the end of the show, please. I don't like love. Whenever love people
there are so many lessons
they always
to learn from
odd guys.
You guys don't understand. You are not strategic. There are so many things this guy.
Now we go, they date my enemy now. I didn't date my manager.
This guy is being very strategic with every single step.
Please, find boyfriend that will manage you. Find boyfriend that will manage me.
It's not this struggle that you are struggling. I'm talking to myself. Even me.
Don't mind. If I have a many passions, go and find better boyfriend that will manage you. They. This is famous.
See, April, you will see. Don't worry.
Wow.
April.
I'm putting that application for managing boyfriends now.
Honestly.
Please don't mind us.
There has to be a boyfriend now.
Must be a manager.
Someone that knows something about your niche. God.
Oh my God. Please go ahead, Abeg. Tell us about it.
So my manager, she's helpful. She knows my dreams already.
Oh, try. Okay, sorry.
So if I'm going to put out a song, I have to first of all run it by her. Like, okay, what do you think about this kind of music? She's like, I really don't know, but I think I'm feeling it somehow. She's not really a music person. She listens to just anything, right? So I could.
But she understands my material.
Exactly. So like me, I'm very hardcore. I like to rap. But I know that this Nigeria, I'm going to rap. I feel no chop.
Yeah.
So I have to, like, you know, dumb it down a little bit because of the advice I get from team members. The other guy, like at the back now, Sign Up the Chef. He's a long-time friend as well. You know, we've known each other for over 10 years. You know, we've been pushing music together since secondary school up to this point. So he's also someone that I run some of my things by. If I have a music video I'm supposed to put out tomorrow, after this thing, it makes sense. Sometimes you get like very saturated as an artist because you have so much work to do. So what those little loopholes that I normally see, you won't see them because, you know, you're tired. So you need to have fresh minds that will, you know, put things in check for you. So I think if you're going to pick a team, you have to start from, you know, your circle first, and then, you know, they meet other people, connect other people to you, that type of thing. So it's basically networking.
Wow. Yeah. So I want to ask, because a lot of people say, I've gotten this reaction a couple of times. When it comes to collaboration with the Southeast creatives, you know, personally, so not as if I don't like collaboration, but I feel like one of the things that fueled the industry when I was younger was beef.
Okay.
But now when I see Fireboy and Joe Boy are doing brother, and I say, but it's beef, you know. But I'm joking. But when it comes to Southeast creatives now, would you say that there is that synergy, there is that collaboration, or everybody just wants to first person to blow, first person to get out of this place?
No,
would you say that there's a synergy?
Yes, there's a synergy. There's so much collaboration going on in the Southeast. You know, we have the likes of Jerry. You know,
let's not go to those ones.
I'm saying between those ones and you people said,
you know.
Really, lately, what I've been saying is I really don't know how to put it in words, but some people, like, they get they have this ego type of thing around, like surrounding them. They surround themselves with ego sometimes. You know, you can reach out to someone, okay, I want to collaborate with you. And it's like, okay, I know that you're not a blown artist. Your play on Spotify is like below 10,000. I'm like, let's do a song together. I like what you do. And you're telling me I'm supposed to give you 500 grand. For what exactly? So I'm like, come on. I'll get back to you. So I told the guy. I'm like, okay, I'll get back. I had to judge, deep. But I have to look for like minds, like I said earlier. There are also people out there that are not, popping, but are very talented. But how can you meet them if you don't go out and network? Yeah. So, so that's, I still have other people I like collaborate with. My album, I just dropped an album like a few days ago. No questions, just listen. Listen, it's 8 songs. I have 4 songs that are collaborations on there. Just underground artists like myself. So then people are open to collaboration, some are not. So we just have to keep it moving regardless. If
you have a budget for it, fine. If you don't have a budget, find who collaborates with you. So no questions, just listen. Yes. And it's on all streaming platforms?
On all streaming platforms, yeah.
Okay, all right. Okay. And so this song, Dangerous, is off the album?
Yeah, it's off the album.
Okay, so I think Benny is going to sign us off with Dangerous, which is off his album. No questions, just listen. And it's available on all streaming platforms, wherever you listen to music legally.
Legally.
Wherever you listen to music legally. Social media platforms at Afia TV Official. My name is Favor Obinyelba.
My name is Divine Onoha.
And I am Ogochukwu Osai.
When in the place, better let your niggas know we ain't safe. No, we ain't safe. You can get your mind fractured if you're thinking you can roll my race. Got a bad girl from Ghana, all she does is serving face. Better say your grace, cause the shawty only cost to the chase. She's so dangerous, Caribbean girl so dangerous. She's so dangerous, a legacy babe's too dangerous. She's so dangerous, Peruvian girl so dangerous. She's so dangerous, all my African babes too dangerous. Money don't change me, I change money. Come on, hold your girl while she acting funny. Love it when the honeys only come for the money, cause the money brings the honey and make the pot stay honey. You see my shawty cute, she a real bunny. Cut this guy's dumb cause he moving funny. Lying funny, acting funny. I primarily this nigga stole some money. You know them shorties I don't play with my money. I'm a shorty gold digger, she ain't loving my money. She will fight for me, she will kill for me, but she won't die for me. She's so dangerous, Caribbean girl so dangerous. She's so dangerous, a legacy babe's too dangerous. She's so dangerous, Peruvian girl so dangerous. She's so dangerous, all my African babes too dangerous.